Hi, I'm Rob, I have brick and mouth syndrome, and I called it last week when I made my news video. A whole load of news got announced, and it's just typical. So, I've broken down these 4 major announcements from last week, and they're all getting a video each. Each video is one festival making one huge announcement, and we got to look at it. Technically in the last video it was one festival making 2 announcements. So, chronologically, let's move on to what the second announcement was from last week. Again, announced on the exact same day, the day the video went up. Slamdunk Festival. Slamdunk made a very, very good announcement for Slamdunk. A lot of people are calling it a bit mid, a bit mediocre, but honestly, for a Slamdunk festival, I think it's pretty good. As is tradition with how I look at festivals, we're working from the bottom up. We're going to look at the lower stages and the lower part of the poster first, moving up to the top and what is known to be the headliner. So let's have a look-see. Down, bottom left part of that poster, we have One Step Closer, LA Dispute, LS Dunes, Mum Jeans, and The Wonder Years. Now, for a small part of that, there are some very interesting bands on there. We've got some, Midwest emo coming through with Mum Jeans, which is great. They're at Download last year, moved over to Slamdunk now. Probably more of their crowd is going to be at Slamdunk, so it makes sense that they'd be there. Overall, that's a good little spot for that group of bands to be. Now, bouncing over to the right-hand side of this poster, going with Mad Caddies, The Skints, The Selector, Bouncing Souls, Pennywise, Goldfinger, and The Interrupters. Personally, that's probably where I would be for the majority of this weekend. A lot of those bands being ska and or punk, that really hits right up my alley. But that is what Slamdunk is known for these days. Being that sort of, I suppose, Warped Tour replacement as a one-dayer in 2 different sites. Again, sort of that Warped Tour feeling to it. This is that perfect stage, and I'm old, of course I'm gonna like shit that was around for a fraction of a second in the mid-2000s. Great, awesome, go me. So, we will shift back over to the left-hand side of the poster for this next bit. Starting at the bottom of it, we have RTO, Rory, Bob Vylan, Pale Waves, Palais Royale, and Water Parks. Again, this is grabbing another section of that festival-going crowd and really leaning into it, and it's absolutely amazing. I can see why people from the Download crowd would be saying that this is kind of meh. A lot of them wouldn't give half of these bands the light of day, with them probably only having seen Bob Vylan if they could even get into the tent last year, because you couldn't, because I've tried. But again, Water Parks is a great band for them to finish off on that little chunk. So, let's bounce back over to the left-hand side of this poster again. Starting at the bottom, Set It Off, Asking Alexandria, Funeral for a Friend, and I Prevail. Again, this is an amazing little chunk, and it's really good. They're leaning into it. Set It Off is one of the Missus' favourite bands. I believe she said they've just released something, or they're doing something at the moment. Great, awesome, cool. Can't be happier for her. She's very tempted to go. I'm very tempted to go see Funeral that are later on that stage. And it's awesome. Part of it is again grabbing another section of the community and saying, hey, we'll have you over here. You've been ignored for a year. Come hang out with us. And it's great. We are then left with this last bit on the left-hand side of the poster, which is seeming like it would be, I suppose, the main stage. Only because I'm aware of the one announcement that I have mentioned on here before. So let's start at the bottom. Head Automatica, We the Kings, Boys Like Girls, The All-American Rejects, and headlining that stage is You, Me at 6. How did they manage to get Head Automatica? 20th anniversary of the Decadence album. The only way they could get Head Automatica. And that is fucking awesome. Yeah, as you go further up, All-American Rejects haven't been able to get a visa in this country for a while. Don't know why, that's their own words. Might just be that they haven't been booked over here for a while. Probably because they've just been a bit ignored. And finishing on You, Me at 6, it's a speculation that this is going to be the anniversary of an album, and that's what they're going to be performing at Slamdunk. It could be, it could not be. They've not announced it on here, but they certainly did leak that they'd be playing on there, and a lot of people have remembered it now. Funny that. That is a very interesting mix for Slamdunk, and some very good bands there. It's quite upsetting that some of these are going to be UK exclusive shows, so it does take them out of the running for other festivals that summer, and it is dividing that festival crowd up. I do believe a lot of them could benefit from doing download as well. I'd love to see Head Automatica at download. I'd like Yumi at 6 to be back to their second stage headlining status at download as well. Funeral, they headlined the Avalanche stage. Why are they not headlining that one? I suppose they're giving I Prevail a bigger stage to shine, which is great, and it could be Funeral have decided they didn't want the headline stats and they wanted a younger band to step up. Very cool of them, if that's the case. Just speculation, I don't know. Pale Waves, it's their first time doing a Slamdunk festival. I think they've only really done Glastonbury, Reading and Leeds so far. So it's kind of cool they're stepping out of their comfort zone with their 1975 headline and Brethren and doing something a bit more expansive to show them off to a wider audience. I definitely think they're a band that would benefit from gaining a wider audience, and the type of bands that play here would make sense. Then when I look back over to the punk stage, the ska and punk stage I suppose, there's a lot of bands there that are coming to the end of their time. And I suppose they just want to really hyper-focus on an audience they already have that will just really help them celebrate the careers they had. There is one noticeable act missing from this lineup that I don't think you would have thought about until I'm going to mention it to you. Where are Sum 41? They're going to be on their last hurrah tour, I suppose, the final tour they ever do before they hang up their instruments. Where are Sum 41? They've been there the past few years. Has a different festival outbid them for it? Are they being saved for a special announcement further down the road? Or is this just it? They're not going to be there, and they're going to be elsewhere. Where else would have them? I don't know. It's a very interesting one to think about realistically, but it's something worth thinking about. You'd think if they had them, that would have been their big selling point, and that would have been their first announcement, to do something similar to Hellfest, to wipe out their tickets and cause a problem like they had last year. Who knows, but that is the big Slamdunk announcement this week. What do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments and let's have a little discussion. I'll probably be able to respond to the comments for the first 2 weeks that this video's up without having to worry about what else I've got going on. So, see you down in the comment section, guys. Have a good one. Hope this news was good for you. Sorry it took me a week to get to it. See you.